Hello and welcome back to Freedom Tech Friday, a weekly live and interactive show hosted on the Ungovernable Misfits channels. We go live for 1 hour every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. London, but you can also catch up later on the Ungovernable Misfits podcast feed. On Freedom Tech Friday, we like to cover the latest news and trends for anything relating to freedom technologies. That could be anything from Bitcoin or Monero, encrypted messengers, privacy tools, and everything in between. Essentially, if there's a news item, tool, or topic that can help you take back some control in today's digital panopticon, then we want to talk about it. My name's Q&A, and I'm head of customer experience at Foundation, where we build Bitcoin-focused sovereignty tools. And as always, I am joined by my good friends Max, the head honcho of the Ungovernable Empire, and Seth, who is COO over at Cake Wallet. Freedom Tech Friday is a live and interactive show, and you can help steer the conversation by commenting live, pre-submitting your questions or topics on socials, boosting the show via podcasting 2.0 apps, sending in tips, or just sharing the show with your friends and family. Top support from the last show with the FrostSnap team comes from none other than Lloyd from FrostSnap himself, who sent in a juicy 21,000 sats and said, thank you for having us on. Well, thank you, Lloyd, if you're listening. It was a good show. Thank you for everybody else's support as well. We see every boost coming in, so thank you. Without further ado, we do have a guest who I'm going to introduce very shortly. But Max, Seth, how you doing? Did you have a nice Easter break?
I did. I escaped, turned off the phone for a couple days. It was beautiful, necessary.
I saw a video on X of suited Seth, which was a new one on me. You look good, man.
Suited? I don't remember a suit, but I was
in a bunny suit or like a suit suit.
No. He was, well, I say suit. He was looking very
nice
daft in a shirt. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People didn't recognize me. The bad thing though that I learned is don't go to an Ethereum conference and look like the boss, because then everyone harasses you because they think that you're the one they need to annoy about an integration or partnership or hiring, etc. So I walked away from a conference with 300 new Telegram DMs, and I have yet to catch up. So yeah, don't look the part, basically.
Very good.
Max, you well? Good Easter break?
Yeah, very good. I collected lots of Easter eggs. Very happy boy. A little bit of rest. And yeah, back to it. How about you, mate?
Yeah, all good. Nice couple of days away with the family, which was very much needed. So back at it, back to the grind, and working hard as always. Okay, so today we are talking about something that's been brewing for quite some time. A number of years in rewrite phase, redesign phase, and rethinking what a personal or sovereign personal server should look like. And it has finally landed. Long anticipated, this one. StartOS from the Start9 team, version 0.4 is now out. And if you've been in and around the self-hosting world or listened to any of the Ungovernable shows, you'll have heard of Start9 by now. We've covered it at length in terms of software updates for years now over on the Bitcoin Brief. StartOS is a server that kind of lets you run your own Bitcoin node, Nextcloud, messaging server, the lot, basically, all from a single box that you can keep on your desk with a nice web user interface. They've dropped the biggest release in their history, lots of new features which we're going to dive into. And in their words, it's a complete rewrite of StartOS. So lots to dive into, and walking us through it today is CryptoSquid, a member of the Start9 community support team. CryptoSquid, welcome to Freedom Tech Friday. How's it going?
Hi guys, it's an honor and a pleasure. I'm a longtime listener and fan of the channel, so yeah, I'm here to answer any questions you might have about this new release.
Awesome. Looking forward to diving in, and yeah, thanks for giving us an hour of your time on a Friday. I know everybody's busy. Before we get into the juicy bits, the release, I want everybody watching or listening back to kind of understand a little bit more about you, your involvement with the Start9 team. Like, how did you end up working there? What does your day-to-day involvement look like? Just so that people have got a bit more of a feel for who they're watching and listening to.
Okay, well, let me start from the beginning. I actually was part of the community a long time ago. They always accepted people coming into the forums, and when we had the Telegram channel, and you could always help out. You know, people who came in without knowing much, or who knows, things like that. And then there was a time where the company itself opened up a request. They wanted people to work as community techs. A lot of people signed up for that, and I was chosen among a whole lot of other people to become part of that program. So yeah, I'm one of a handful of people around the world who deal with any sort of customer who has support trouble or just has questions. We can guide you really over everything from start to finish, the whole deal. Yeah.
Awesome. So what does your day-to-day look like? Is it just generally helping people work through issues?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Do you guys still offer the paid support service?
Yes,
Or
yes,
is-
yes. We actually migrated from Telegram over to a Matrix server due to the issues with scammers and the whole. It was a crazy deal. There was no way to stop them. They actually copied our username, our picture, the whole deal, and they tried to keep people into DMs. They tried to scam them in many ways,
Every
and we
time.
just had to cut it off. Really, it was that's it. I mean, we ran our own server, and that's it right there.
Yeah, we had to do a similar thing over at Foundation. We had to close the doors to the Telegram for the exact same reasons. It's sadly turned into a bit of a cesspit of
Yes,
Bitcoin and crypto,
it
unfortunately.
just got overboard.
Yeah, which is a shame because a lot of my early days in Bitcoin were spent in and around some of the vibrant Telegram community. So
Oh yeah,
it's sad to see it go the way it did, but ultimately,
yeah. We've
you've gotta
actually separated it into two different things. There's a community forum where anybody can come in and ask questions, and they will be responded to quite quickly. Not live because it's not actually maintained by someone who's sitting there 24/7. But the Matrix server, it's a paid service, but will always have someone 18 hours a day, always on shift, who's there to help you. As soon as you ask a question, an expert is there to hold your hand, take you through everything. Anything that's your problem or your question will be answered really, really quickly.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, I've actually heard some good things about the Start9 support services. So you clearly seems like you're doing a good job with the people I've
Yeah,
spoken
and sometimes we go even above and beyond what we should, maybe, like helping people set up their router or other weird things that are not really related to us, but that affect how you use your server. So yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of different things. It's crazy what you can find in these services.
Nice. Yeah, I bet you the support kind of burden runs pretty deep because obviously there's quite a lot of different services on
Oh yeah.
available on Start9. So I guess you as the hardware provider become the de facto fallback to any issues with any of the services.
Yeah,
So
and sometimes we
feel your
run into
pain.
the problem that if you help people really quickly, they'll come to you for anything. Like I have a problem with my phone. Android is doing this, and then Orbot and the connection with Tor and all this. It's not really our thing, but we help you out in a way. So yeah.
Nice, good to hear it. Okay, well, before we dive in a little bit further, I want to get the elevator pitch. There's going to be, I can already see some OGs in the audience who already will be well acquainted with Start9 and StartOS. But for somebody that maybe doesn't even run a Bitcoin node, is new to the whole self-hosting thing, you know, they're not even familiar with what it is or why they should do it. What does StartOS kind of enable them to do? How do they run it? Let's keep it fairly high level, but like give us
Sure.
the StartOS pitch.
Okay. The first thing I have to say that I always have to say when these questions come up is that StartOS is not only a Bitcoin node. A lot of people think about it that way. It's a personal server. It has the possibility to have a Bitcoin node on it, but that's only one of the many services you can have. This will allow you to have all your files, for example, on Nextcloud. For example, in that way, you can eliminate Google Drive from your life. You can also have communications servers such as SimpleX, which will really make you totally sovereign. There's no way anybody can stop you. Your messages go from your phone to your server and then to the other person's phone. So that's another thing. And a whole host of other things you can do. I mean, it's really, really deep. We can actually go through when I share my screen about all the different services we have. I mean, and the number of services is growing every single day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the new user interface. I've not clapped eyes on it just yet. Okay, so it allows people to self-host various different pieces of software, which we're going to dive into later. But like,
Yes.
how and where are they going to be doing that? Do they have to buy hardware from you? Can they run it on their own hardware? What does that look like?
Oh yeah, we actually sell servers. That's a way to finance the operation in a way. But the whole system, the operating system is fully open source, MIT license. So anybody can just download it from GitHub, install it on their own hardware, and run it. It's free for everyone to use.
All right, and what does the kind of user interface like? Not in terms of like what does it physically look like, which we're going to see later, but like how does somebody interact with their server? Do they need a specific app?
This is all through a browser. It can be on your phone, on a tablet, on your desktop, laptop, anything, just on a browser.
All right, nice. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, we've got the setup nailed down. So why don't you begin the screen share? And we've got plenty of time to go in some great detail here as to what's new, take us through some of the applications. You know, why should we be getting excited around 0.4?
All right, let's see. Let me show you the all new 0.4.
Just while the screen share is coming up, if anybody's got any live questions, don't forget to drop them into the chat. We'd love to ask CryptoSquid any questions as we go along. So please do shout out, guys.
Okay, so this is the main services page. It's fully different from the other one. If you guys are familiar with StartOS, I can actually show you the old one. The old one is totally different. So we actually rebuilt the whole thing from scratch. That's why it's been 3 years. It's pretty intense. But yes, actually, the older one is this one here. This is how it used to be.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
Okay, anybody who's used this is fully familiar with this. And then this is the new one.
So tell me, Alvaro, what was the need internally from the team that you guys thought, well, we need to completely rewrite this? Because I didn't think there was much wrong with the old one. Don't get me wrong, I think that the new one, 15 so far,
I mean,
absolutely great.
Visually, it's totally different, but the main work has gone into the background. This has all been changed like from the ground up. Actually, a lot of people have been asking for many features which were not possible before and are now totally possible. With ClearNet access, that's going to be a very big deal right there. It's going to let you access things remotely from outside your home with a standard internet connection, no use of Tor if you don't want to, which opens up a lot of possibilities, especially when it comes to using a file server, uploading and downloading big files, fast response times, because Tor is really great for privacy, but it comes to the point where it's not stable. It really is not. It's actually being attacked by government agencies, different things. I mean, it's really good for what it is as a privacy layer, but to use it as your connection to your home server is, for some services you can do it, but if it requires a lot of bandwidth and you want to depend on uptime, it really can be a pain in the rear.
Just to break that down for the viewers and the listeners, correct me if I'm wrong here, but previously when you went onto the App Store and installed all of the various different services that are available, you
Yes.
could either access them via something .local if you were on your home network, or each service had its own .onion service, correct? Where they could open up a Tor browser and then be able to access those remotely. and that was the only way that you could do it unless you were really advanced and
you had
comfortable in
two
terminal.
options, really. I mean, without doing anything in the background, which was for more advanced users, you could only access via your local network while you were home, or via Tor with a .onion address for each service.
Yeah, which for me, I personally found a bit frustrating, because you ended up having, you know, loads of different Tor services to bookmark and somewhere to be able to access.
That's not only the main issue. The main issue was that Tor sometimes, out of nowhere, it has what we sometimes call Tor weather. So yeah, I mean, it just crashes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of countries which are actually actively fighting against the Tor network. Russia, China, the whole deal. I mean, it's really
probably the UK.
Nation states. I mean, you're fighting against something which has a lot of power and can actually block a lot of things, do DDoS attacks, the whole deal. I mean, it gets really into the weeds, but yeah.
So let's spell out from the connectivity perspective. Let's spell out what's new with 0.4. So Tor, is that still an option for those that like
you can
pain?
Yes, if you want to use Tor, it's not active as standard. You have to download the Tor service, which I have right here. It's just another service. Just install it, turn it on, and then you can add interfaces to it.
Okay, so you would come into here once Tor is running and say, okay, I want to be able to access my Nextcloud from Tor, and that would kind of connect.
And then you would go to Nextcloud, for example, here, and just add different web UI access. You would turn it on. You would say, okay, I want to have a public on different things. I want to have using it on Tor. I don't have it set up on Tor yet, because really Nextcloud over Tor is a bad idea. But
yeah,
if you want to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's Tor. What's the default way then for somebody who doesn't, you know, like to bring themselves, make themselves go insane? What's the
right now
way
with 0.4, there's actually 3 ways to access. You can use just your home IP, colon and port number, which for each service, or you can actually set up something we call Start Tunnel, which is a whole new different thing we've set up. It's like a virtual router that you set up on a VPS, which is a virtual private server that you have to purchase month per month somewhere else. You set it up there. You can see it here. I mean, it's not really very big. There's not much we can show here except for...
Yeah, I want to do some, I've got on my list a little bit later to do a bit more of a deep dive into Start Tunnel. So we've got Tunnel, we've got the local IP address and the port. And you said that each service now has its own port, and that's changed from the old version, right?
Yes, that's correct. Now it's IP.port, port. Like for example, Bitcoin Core here, you can see, wait, let me check something, one other one. For example, Fulcrum. Ghost. If I want to go to Ghost, for example, I can go either local, which is here, local IP, colon, and then you can see here the port number for this service.
Yep.
Each has its own port number, or you can actually use Start Tunnel, which you can see here. This is hosted somewhere else, and it actually has its own IP address. Or you can actually set it up to work with a domain. So you don't have to remember this. You can set up a domain on Start Tunnel and just go there. I mean, whatever, the CryptoSquid.com, as I have my own for some of the services, and you access through there, through any browser anywhere in the world using standard ClearNet. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna dive into that in a second. We've got a question from Observer on Nostr. Who's questioning around the defaults with Bitcoin and Lightning node. You mentioned that Tor is off by default. Is that still true for the Lightning and Bitcoin nodes?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Nice.
You can set it up. You can turn it on. I mean, this is free for anyone to do whatever they want with it. I mean, we don't force anyone to install anything. There was a big debate online that we actually forced people to use either NOTs or Core. We don't really care. I mean, use your server for whatever you want. If you want it to use as a paperweight, or you want to install only Nextcloud, I mean, that's up to you. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, Absolutely. Okay, start tunnel. Let's I know you've quickly showed it up, but let's go really high level, introduce people to
Yes.
what start tunnel is and what it enables them to do.
Just on a
This
high
is
level,
you,
yeah.
right?
Start tunnel is a router which you host on another server away from your house. Why would you want to do this? The whole reason for this is for you to obfuscate the IP of your home. You don't want to share that over the internet. That's the whole thing. And then, of course, you can actually set it up in a way for you to access remotely. And it's a very privacy-focused system. It helps you a lot.
So it's not like a service that you would install on Start9. It's
No,
something that
this
you
is
would
installed
install.
on a VPS. It's totally different. You have to actually pay month for month. There's actually very cheap ones around. Just choose the one that has the less KYC, that allows for payments without a bank. You know how it goes. So yeah.
All right, and so you would install that on the VPS, and then presumably there's something within StartOS that enables you to kind of connect to your tunnel wherever you've installed it on a Luna node or something like that.
That's correct. Yes, you actually turn it on, and then you go to settings, gateways, and you set it up to start tunnel. You have to add it here.
And what does that setup process look like? You may not be able to show us right now, but kind of walk us through as much as you can.
Easy. Just add it. Give it a name, and then add the connection details. This is given to you by Start Tunnel itself. You have to actually install it on the VPS and then access over SSH, which is sounds intense if you've never done it, but it's really well explained in our documentation, step by step. And if you have any issues, we can always guide you through it. And then you just copy, paste it here, bam, and that's it. Just save and it's done. I mean, anybody can do it.
So this is pretty powerful for people that want to kind of host their own ClearNet BTC Pay server or Ghost blog.
Exactly.
On a
That's
box
the thing.
at home.
A lot of people have been asking for this for years, and it was a pain point. So yeah, we got it working. We've been testing it for a long time. We actually did many alpha versions, and now we're in beta. Actually, beta 3 came out yesterday. So yeah, it's still beta. And we encourage people to use it, to test it, to let us know if they actually find anything wrong. Let us know. I mean, we're actually working every single day to make it better. And then, yeah, a lot of people have been asking if we're going to set it up in a way that you can actually switch from 0351 to 040 with a simple button. And that will come when we actually get out of beta. We actually want people to have like a bit of friction to install it first, because it actually requires you to do a bit of work. Not too much. We have it explained here. Like, for example, in our documentation, it's pretty easy if you follow every single step. Please follow every single step. Don't jump around and do weird things. Do a backup. That's the first thing. Yes, always do a backup. Then stop every single service and then go through the process of updating from 0351 to 040. And nothing will go wrong. It might take a while. It could take up to 5 hours. Just don't turn it off. Don't pull the plug. Just let it work. Be patient.
Okay, and to be clear, what you've just spoken about, that's only for people that want to install it while it's in beta, right?
Yes. Once it comes out of beta, you will have a button right here on 0351. You would go to System, and it would show you here under Updates that you have an update for 040. And that right there will do everything for you.
Nice. Okay, so it will be end state is it's just a traditional update that takes a little bit longer for the end users. Awesome. All right, well, you've kind of hopped around a few of the screens. Maybe just go through all of the new screens and just really showcase the user interface, because what I've seen so far looks great.
Well, this right here is the services we've already seen. This is the marketplace, and this will have everything that's been. There's two marketplaces really: the StartNet registry, which is all the services which are packaged and maintained by the StartNet team. There's a whole bunch of things. You can see it here. And before anybody says it, there's no preference of how things are set up in order. This is really how they're being uploaded once they're done. So yeah, I mean, Jellyfin was the last one that was packaged. So that's the way it is. And then there's a whole bunch of things you can see here. See, there's Tor right there. You can install it as a service, really. This is a pretty fun one, StartOS registry. This allows you to have your own registry, having your own services packaged by you. This is for people who just love to package services or developers. They can have their own and then publish the link to that. And then somebody could actually switch to it here in the switch button. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things.
That's very cool. Is that a new feature? I've not seen that before.
That is a new feature, yes.
Awesome.
And then apart from the StartOS registry, there's the community registry, which will give you all the packages which are packaged and maintained by people within the community. This is not really us, but we help them package it, help them maintain it, help them do the updates, the whole deal.
So what's the difference between the community registry and the official one? Is it that the community one hasn't, because you mentioned that you do assist community registry participants, but is it that like where does the line get drawn between?
Oh yeah, anything on the StartOS registry is fully supported by us, fully vetted, the whole deal. We actually package a lot of them ourselves. The ones in the community registry, if there's a big issue, something like that, we actually depend on the package developer. They're the responsible person. We actually go over everything that's in the registry, make sure there's no big bugs or security flaws, anything like that. But if there's suddenly a problem or there's an update from the upstream service that has to come in, they have to come in and update it. It's their service.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
We've had another question from the Noster chat. It's from Observer, and he's asking, how much space do you need for a backup when you're going to do this upgrade? And he's mentioned that it should include a full Bitcoin node, LND node, and Electrum. How much space do you need?
The main thing for the backups is how much data you have on your server. Actually, the Bitcoin node is not backed up. That is always something you have to download after. That's with all backups, because that's something that's available always. The main thing that's backed up is the state of your Lightning channels and also all the files you have on Nextcloud. So if you have a lot of videos and stuff on Nextcloud, that's going to be a lot of data. But yeah, I mean, you should be doing backups constantly. I'm going to drill this into anybody that's listening. Just do backups all the time. Not only with StartOS, with every single computer, phone, anything. I mean, you never know. Something can go wrong. Your phone can stolen. There can be a fire, a flood. Who knows? I mean, just have backups and have redundant backups in different locations. It's not being paranoid. It's being ready. Yeah.
Is there like an automatic backup service as part of this that makes that simpler
as
for
of
users
now,
to
no,
have
but
it
that's
constantly
something that's
happening?
being talked about. It's actually a feature that's being done for the next updates. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be possibilities to do backups between different servers also. That's going to be also a very interesting one. People who have servers in a trusted location, for example, you have one and your cousin has one in a different state or country, you can actually back up to each other's server. That's going to be something that's going to be available in the next version.
Nice. Yeah, I know that's one of the hard things with backups is if they are manual, it is easy to like do them well at first, and then when everything's running smoothly, you just kind of forget about them. So it would be great to see that. I know Nextcloud shipped something like that where you could basically you could connect to another trusted Nextcloud server, and it would do automatic backups between those. So I think that'd be a fantastic fit. That type of thing for StartOS.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh,
here's another page. I mean, it's that right there is the metrics page. We made it so it's pretty visual, nice. Just shows you all the data you might need. A lot of people actually ran into trouble sometimes when they purchase a server and they say, "Oh, I want to keep this as safe as possible," and they just plug it in and stick it inside a closet or something, and suddenly the temperature spikes, and they come in to the service. It's like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, it's like, "Where's your server? I mean, is it actually in a well-ventilated space?" So yeah, don't keep it inside a drawer or something, as with any computer, really. But I mean, there's a whole bunch of things. You have all the logs, OS, kernel logs. It's all made so it's pretty simple. self-explanatory. You can have, here's all the data. For example, right now this is running v0.4 beta 3. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I can answer any questions you guys might have, but really,
yeah, there's a steady stream coming through, and I've got plenty of stuff to talk about. We've got one from the YouTube audience. I'm going to put it up on screen. It's from BTC Wrestle, and he's going back to the connectivity thing. He says, so if you currently have all of your services running through Tor, like LND, for instance,
yes,
the connection to his LND change after the update, and he's going to have like go through the setup process again with that.
if you have it connected to a wallet, for example, you're saying.
I think that's what he means. Yeah. Let's say he's using Tor in Zeus to connect to his LND node.
Oh yeah. I mean, you just redo the connection. I mean, it's a pretty two-step deal. I mean, just follow the instructions, just click, go ahead. I mean, it's not a very big deal.
So would it be fair to say that he'd, in that scenario, install v0.4, turn on Tor, then enable Tor with his LND node, and then that would give him a new Onion service that he'd then have to go and do the connection process with, right?
Yeah. Also, a lot of people would want to have their LND or CLN node over ClearNet, which would allow them to route a lot more, things like that. A lot of people want to do that, and this allows them to do that. So yeah.
All right. When you were going through some of the more kind of back end pages there with settings and stuff, I saw a couple of things which I think are also part of v0.4. First one being SMTP.
Yes.
Walk us through that. That's a new feature. What does that enable?
This right here will allow you to have StartOS send you emails. This is more for different services that actually require this for different things, such as Vault warding, Nextcloud for setting up new users, things like that. It's not going to be spamming you. It's not going to be sending things all over the place. It's an extra way for services to contact you, especially when you're trying to set up in Vault Warden for setting up new users, different things like that. It asks you for an email, and it's never been possible until now. So it's going to be working pretty well.
So could that also be kind of extrapolated out to be used for things like notifying you if your Lightning channel goes down, or the Bitcoin node is failing, or your storage is full, or something like that?
Oh yeah, that is not set up at the moment, but it could be set up. There's actually another service being packaged right now, which is Notify, NFTY, I think it is.
Yep.
And that is going to be for notifications that you will get on your phone, the whole deal. If something's wrong, it will tell you about whatever. I mean, your LND is not working, or who knows. Just makes it a lot easier to maintain if you're away from home. You're not watching the screen like a madman.
Okay, that makes sense. If you could just head back into that settings page again where the SMTP was.
Yeah.
Can you just walk us through the gateways part? Is that new, or is there new features within there?
Gateways, that's a different thing. It's not on SMTP. Gateways is the way you connect to your server, really.
One thing I like to use with some of my self-hosted stuff is to use services like WireGuard or Tailscale. Is that something that's possible with the new version?
Oh yeah, we actually have Tailscale as a service as well. Where is it? I'm pretty sure it was here at some point. Wholesale, sorry. Yeah, there it is. And this right there will allow you to connect any service to anywhere, really.
So that basically you'd have the wholesale app on your phone and the one on your Start9, and then you kind of activate that tunnel and then be able to access it that we can see on screen, essentially.
Yes, but you don't actually need to. This is an extra step for people who want to maybe share it with someone. You would actually use it with StartTunnel. It's a lot smoother. Yes.
I see. But with Start Tunnel, obviously they need to configure, configure and pay for that VPS.
Yes, I mean, it's not a crazy amount of money per month. You don't need a powerful VPS. The cheapest one works.
Is there a reason why y'all haven't focused more on just kind of the simple port forwarding Let's Encrypt approach? Do you view like this WireGuard approach as simpler, or just mainly you like the privacy that it provides where you don't have to use your home
The main
IP?
thing for us is privacy and sovereignty. So that's very high on the list when we actually choose to do something. So yeah, actually also how it's implemented, how easy it is for users to click a couple buttons and then be ready to go. I mean, that right there is money. Yeah.
For sure. I guess I'm just kind of a little concerned that it's overcomplicated for the normal use case, which is not necessarily that I want to like publish these websites to my Twitter followers or something, but rather that I just want to share it with friends and family who I'm not concerned about them having the home IP. Is that something
in that case you don't need Start Tunnel?
Yeah.
You just share the home IP and then the colon service port, and you're done.
Yeah, I guess that has the opposite problem though. Then that like the Start Tunnel is nice because it gives you or I guess it can give you a domain. I guess maybe that's something we haven't clarified, as if it always.
Oh yeah, you would add the domain in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something we can also do with the actual just direct WAN IP? Can we use Let's Encrypt with a domain and have a proper domain? Okay, sweet. Okay. So people could do that.
You can see I have it set up here with the CryptoSquid.com, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And that will take you to my server login page.
Okay, but if I wanted to do without Start Tunnel, the public option there under wired connection, I could set up with Let's Encrypt. Would that be possible too?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Okay, that was the
main
question, because I think that probably fits most people's use case a little bit more than the.
Yeah, for example, you can see here people can only log in here if they have the root CA to my server, the certificate authority. But you can actually set it up in a way that we use Let's Encrypt instead of this.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
For example, I have it set up in, I think it's Nextcloud. Yeah, for example, here you can see Let's Encrypt is set up here because I actually share it with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a quick follow-up from the question we had earlier from BTC Wrestler when he was asking about the Lightning connectivity. I think I can probably answer this one, but tell me if I'm wrong, CryptoSquid. He said, so I'll have to close the channels and then create new LND connections in Zeus and then open new channels.
No,
absolutely not. No. It's just,
there's no closing of channels if you do everything step by step by following the guide. Please follow the guide. And if you have questions, ask before you just click buttons randomly. That's always the best approach for anything.
Yeah, BTC Wrestler, you'd essentially just be, if you still want to use Tor, you'd just be connected to a new Onion address, but underneath it was all the same node ID and channels and things like that.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, a couple of Noster chats have come through. Another one from Observer who's referring back to, I think, when we were talking about the SMTP stuff, and he's wondering if you guys are exploring any other notification channels, maybe Simplex or Signal or Matrix or anything like that, which obviously is very on brand for what you guys do. I
mean, doing it with Simplex could be possible. It's not on the books right now, but actually you have, there is a service for Simplex, so which is the Simplex server. This would be pretty easy to implement. It would have to be a change within the OS also and the service. It could be done. I mean, I'll just tell the team about it. So yeah, it's something that could be done. Yes.
Nice. Okay, cool. Am I correct in saying that as part of this new release, there's also a new package format for people to package services?
Well, the package format itself is called an S9PK. And that right there, the whole thing that has changed is how you package. Right now, we made it a lot easier. And actually with AI tools, almost anybody can package a service for Star9. It's pretty easy. Right now, if a service it's open source and has a GitHub, you just go there, And then, of course, you would have to go to our guide, which is pretty easy. For example, here, if you go to docs.star9.com, there's a whole host of things you can do here. For example, all the docs, service packaging. And this will guide you step by step. For example, here you can see AI assisted development with Claude Code. That's pretty easy. I mean, I did it just for fun, packaged a couple of services on my own. I'm no developer by any stretch of the imagination, and it worked. So that's pretty impressive.
Everyone's a developer nowadays with Claude.
Exactly. I mean, that's going to be, of course, it'll have a lot of problems. You have to then submit it to us. We would review it and then patch any issues. But yeah, if you have no idea what you're doing, you can follow these steps and just pop out an S9PK and actually sideload it onto your server. Just press here onto sideload, just upload it, boom, and you're done. You have a new service just for you, for your friends, or if you want, you can submit it to Start9 and they will review it. And if it's good enough and a lot of people want it, it'll be uploaded to the community registry. So yeah.
Vibrant is asking, do Windows users need Bonjour? I haven't used Windows in years, so I don't know whether he's actually trolling or whether that question.
Oh yeah, I mean, Bonjour has been a big pain in the rear for anybody using Windows for a very long time because it actually always failed. It had problems. We actually had people to have to reinstall it 2 or 3 times just for it to work. It was a pain. It shouldn't be a problem with the new version. That's something we've gone away from due to the fact that it's now over IP colon port number instead of how it was before.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
I want to quickly switch back to the update process. Is it, other than if you're not comfortable with kind of sideloading the update via USB and you want to wait for the main release, is there anything those types of users need to do other than just waiting for the main release? Like, do they need to make sure, obviously you mentioned around having a backup of the server, but did they need to make sure all of their services are up to date, or will
that is correct? Yes. Before doing the update, make sure all your services are up to date. Then the same thing I said before, do a backup, stop every single service one by one. That's also important. And then once that is done, you can do the update and just let it do its thing. Just be patient, let it work. It's converting everything. So it's it's pretty involved. It just does it on its own. And people are getting patient and they say, oh, it's taking too long, and they pull the plug. Please don't do that. Just let it work, please.
That makes sense. What can you tell us about the new Start9 router that has been announced, which is, again, pretty exciting. It's something that's been rumored for quite some time.
That right there is going to be the best router in the world. I'm pretty biased, but that is a true fact. It's going to be fully open source, running on RISC-V architecture. And we've actually taken OpenWRT, taken it apart, and designed it to be StartWRT. So yeah, that's a whole different project, and it's going to allow you to do a lot more. It can actually work hand with your server and allow you to do many things. I mean, separate the things on your network, allow you to see a lot of the different things that you can do for being a lot more private and secure. So yeah.
And is that available for purchase right now?
It's going to be available pretty soon. Actually, the hardware is coming in. So yeah, it should not be very long until that is available. It was actually announced quite a while ago, and it turned into funding. People could prepay and get a router eventually when it came in. but now it's the Start WRT is done. It's in active testing, and the hardware is coming. So yeah, I mean, if everything goes to plan, it should be here pretty soon.
And is that something that somebody with an existing open source router can install onto their existing hardware, or would they have to?
Yes. Yes, it's actually, you can use it on any hardware. There's versions for everything being prepared. If you can install OpenWRT on the hardware, you can install StartWRT. It's not something you can install on the router that comes from your internet service provider, but actually that hardware right there is something you should actually toss out the window, in my opinion. It's really not good. It has backdoors and the whole deal. I mean, we could talk about this some other day if we want to talk about privacy and cybersecurity. But yes, I mean, a router that you can control everything that goes on. You can control what comes in, what comes out, the whole deal. That's the next level if you want to have full sovereignty in this space.
Nice. Max, are you there? I know you want to chime in.
No, it's moment's gone now. It was a little bit earlier. I had a question. I guess the only other question I'd have is, as a less technical person, how would this new router be different for someone like me compared to running like a Flint 2 or something like that? I remember 2 years ago, Matt Hill was on with me and he was talking about the fact that you were going to do a router, and now obviously it's actually happened. It's so long ago, I can't remember the differences. Like, is it so good that someone like me would be like, I need to get rid of my Flint 2 and upgrade? Or is it just, if you were going to buy the 2, you choose that instead? And
if you already have a router that can install OpenWRT, you're fine. Just install the new OS and you're done.
So you could use the same hardware and you could just put this onto it.
Oh yeah.
And what does the new Start WRT, I think you called it, what would that enable over and above for somebody like ourselves who's already got something like a Flint router? Is there any juicy additional features or stuff like that that would interest that type of user? Well,
if you have Flint, for example, and you've installed an open source router OS, for example, OpenWRT, pfSense, any of those, it has a lot of setup time. It's not easy. And really, for someone who's never done it and has no idea what they're doing, it gets to be quite difficult. And also, you can actually destroy your internet connection and then you have no idea what's going on. So yeah, we've made it pretty easy. Point and click, same visual aspect as StartOS. We try to make things accessible for the standard user, because you can always be a person who's an engineer who sets up things and he has his own services running on a server and he maintains everything. He doesn't need these things. This is designed for the standard everyday user that has no idea how things work. He just wants to plug something in, turn it on, and just forget about it. That's the whole deal. Make things easy and accessible for the masses.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Looking forward to getting that on my router. All right, I'm going to, we're down to the last 8 or 9 minutes before we have a hard stop at the top of the hour. I'm going to run through some pre-submitted listener questions.
Sure.
If you are listening live, guys, your final chance to ask CryptoSquid any questions about StartOS. Please drop them in the chat and I'll get to as many of them as I can. But for now, first one comes in from Revian Stokes on Nostr. It says, do you recommend having BTC and non-BTC things on the same server? As every service is Dockerized, there shouldn't be any problem, right?
Yeah, you can do it. A lot of people actually run a whole bunch of things all together. Some extremely paranoid users just have a server for Bitcoin and Lightning. There's no problem. I mean, you can have 8 servers if you want on your home. I mean, you can have one for each different thing. The main thing is going to be always, when I speak about cybersecurity, encryption, things like that, it's always your attack surface. who are you? What kind of attacker is going after you? So yeah, if you're a nobody and there's nothing really except for cat pictures in your server, I mean, nobody really is going to be going after you. That's the main thing. Also, when it comes to, well, this is going to be a bit more high level, but it comes to people when they install on a computer without the IME, which is a Intel Management Engine. A lot of people are very high on that. They love it. It's pretty against the system, whatever you want to say. But if you're not being attacked by a nation state, it really is not a big deal. Just you have to think about who you are and your issues. But yeah, running things on the same server, we've designed it so it's safe. But if you don't trust us, just run one for each thing. Just don't trust and verify. That's the whole deal.
Yeah, makes sense. Next question comes from Valder Dharma on Noster, who says, when eCache mint solution on StartOS? I believe that's already possible, isn't it?
Yeah. There's been work with Fedimint and other services, really. I mean, the whole deal with StartOS now is going to be that if you want a service to run on StartOS, just contact the developer of that service and then just tell them, I mean, we want this on StartOS. Please contact Start9. If they come into our developer chat on Matrix, it's pretty easy. I mean, we'll guide them. We'll give them all the instructions and data they need. If it's a real developer, they'll do it in a day, and you'll have a service. I mean, just talk about it online. Just let them know that you want this, and not only you, anybody that wants it. I mean, as long as people ask about it and say they want it, it'll happen.
Nice. Another question from the Noster chat, live chat. Observer is asking, did 0.4 bring about the dump of Podman and Docker on the back end?
Yes. Now it's LXC containers.
Okay, that sounds a little bit above my head, but what was the change there?
Just as a fully 10,000 foot view, this is the native Linux container system. Just a different way to package things. It makes it a lot better for how we envision the operating system to work. It makes it smoother, a lot less issues. So yeah.
Awesome. Next one comes from yet another Anon on Noster, who says, are remote backups, for example, to Proton Drive on the somewhat near roadmap?
Yes, that is going to be available in either the next version or the next. It's something that's been really talked about a long time. Remote backups either to one of those or to another server, as I mentioned somewhere before. So yeah, that's going to happen. Very
cool. Another one from Cruz on Noster is asking, is storage expandable externally? So can you plug in an additional drive?
That is also something that's been worked on. Yeah, at this point, it's all on one drive, but eventually we'll make it so you can use more, because a lot of people want to have a lot more data on their server, especially if they have a lot of video or files. That's especially the main thing. People who have a lot of really heavy data use want more than what we can offer, which is a 4 terabyte SSD. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot that can be done.
Awesome. Look forward to it. All right, I'm going to make this the last one before we close out. Comes from the Noster live chat again from AU9913. And they said, high level question. What is the vibe of the Start9 team regarding Noster? For example, the support comms are on Matrix, but there's a lot of power just to the npub nsec usage in this tool. For example, to another Start9 user will be really cool to their users via Noster. Obviously, I know you can't speak for the whole team, but I guess what's the vibe?
Oh yeah, Noster is a pretty big deal, especially like here. I can actually show you Noster relay. This is something I really like because this is important. You can actually not depend on other relays to keep your messages forever, or actually not block you if they think you're speaking about something they don't like. you can actually have your own relay for you or and your group of friends or whatever. The whole thing. I mean, Nostr is a pretty awesome technology, and it's gonna bring along like freedom of speech to everyone, in my opinion, of course. So yeah.
Beautiful. Well, this has been great, CryptoSquid. I am very much looking forward to getting this running on my server. Again, my Start9 server is kind of just one of those tools that I don't interact with a whole lot, and that's not because it's a bad thing. It's just because it just sits there on my desk and kind of
exactly. I mean, it's when you have a server, you don't want to be every single day logging in and doing things and fixing things. You just want it to run.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and it certainly does that. It's been super stable, and it's just always there whenever I need it. So I'm looking forward to exploring the new tools. And there's definitely some additional packages I've seen. We've been doing your showcase today.
And there's a lot more coming in. I mean, this is only the beginning.
Awesome. Well, really looking forward to it. CryptoSquid, this has been great. Thank you for showcasing us. Thank you for offering the community support. I having done it myself for many years, I know how important it is. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for supporting open source, and thank you to everybody that stopped by. Lots of activity. People are excited about this one. Lots of boosts coming in over on the Nostr live chat as well, and loads of questions. So thank you very much, everybody, for getting involved. We will be back with more of the same goodness at the exact same time next week. And I hope you all have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you for listening to Freedom Tech Friday. To everyone who boosted, asked questions, and participated in the show, we appreciate you all. Make sure to join us next week on Friday at 9 a.m. EST and 2 p.m. London. Thanks to Seth, Max, and Q for keeping it ungovernable. And thank you to CakeWallet, Foundation, and my NIM box for keeping the ungovernable misfits going. Make sure to check out ungovernablemisfits.com to see Mr. Crown's incredible skills and artwork. Listen to the other shows in the feed to hear Kareem's world-class editing skills. Thanks to Expatriotic for keeping us up to date with boosts, XMR chats, and sending in topics. John, great name and great guy, never change and never stop keeping us up to date with mining news or continuing to grow the Meshtadel. Finally, a big thanks to the unsung hero, our Canadian overlord, Jordan, for trying to keep the ungovernable in check and for the endless work he puts in behind the scenes. We love you all. Stay ungovernable.